Hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be my final video for the year, and it's going to be a big pickups video. I've got 13 games to show you across 4 different consoles. I went out shopping yesterday and decided to drop off in a couple of different places. So I went to CEX, of course, I went to Cash Generators, I went to several different charity shops, and I went to a local retro shop. And I thought I'd just have a look around and see what I could find for the end of the year. And I did really well. I got a really nice stack of games, as I say, across 4 different consoles. So I'd recommend getting a drink and maybe a mince pie, something nice to eat, because this could be quite a long video. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to leave CEX till the end because there's a game I found at CEX which I was incredibly chuffed to find, because I was watching another YouTuber the night before and he picked it up. I won't mention the YouTuber or what the game is until the end because it'll give it away. But yeah, I was absolutely shocked to see it yesterday. So I'm going to start with all the other stuff first. So as I say, I went to many different charity shops yesterday. Unfortunately, charity shops here, they're not that great. You don't really find games. It's mostly DVDs and Blu-rays and CDs. But occasionally you will find a game. But it's always, generally anyway, it's 360, PS3 and DS. So you're talking Brain Training, Pro Evo and FIFA. That's generally what I come across. So nothing of interest to me. But I was in a Heart Foundation yesterday, and they've got a big rack that spins around with loads of DVDs on it. Now they tend to hide the games in the DVDs instead of putting them out separately. So I had to hunt through all the DVDs. I came across Gran Turismo on PSP. I don't own a PSP, don't care about Gran Turismo. There was Pro Evolution for PlayStation 3, I don't care about Pro Evo. And they had Gears of War 3 for Xbox 360, which I definitely wanted because I love that, it's my favourite Gears game. Unfortunately, didn't have the manual, so I had to leave it. And they had Just Cause 2 for the 360, but it had the Classics disc. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of that series anyway, so I didn't really care. But they did have one PS3 game that I was interested in. For £3, I picked up Driver San Francisco. So I don't think I've played the full game. I think I've only played the demo for this one. Really nice condition manual, by the way. Excellent. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try. I mean, I like the first 2 games on PlayStation. Didn't like Driver 3. Parallel Lines was a good one. I think that was set in the 70s. And as I say, I think I've only played a demo of San Francisco. But from what I can remember from the trailer, this is the one where you can soul swap between cars to evade the police. It looked quite interesting. It'd be good to see what it's like and see what they've done differently. My PS3 collection at the moment, I've got about 40 odd games. There's still a lot more I want to get. There's a couple of essentials I still haven't picked up, like X-Men Origins Wolverine, Spec Ops The Line and Mafia 2. But then there's a lot of games that I'm just interested in playing, and you'll see those later on as well. I've picked up a couple already. So yes, really glad to have Driver in the collection. I think the PS3 is just a collection that keeps on running, doesn't it? You know, it's easy to try and restrict yourself to a list, but because the prices are cheap, it's so easy to pick up a lot of games just that you want to try and see what they're like, you know, before they get really silly prices in the future. Next up, I went to the retro shop and I picked up a PlayStation 2 game, some Xbox games. PS2 game I got was the operative No One Lives Forever. And this is, I believe, a 1960s inspired espionage game, like a James Bond, but with a woman. And I've heard people say over the years that this is a really fun game, so I've been looking forward to checking this one out. I haven't got a memory card for my PlayStation 2 yet. I've got to get one of those. So I can't really get too far into games like that. I can only really play arcade games on there at the moment. But I did do the initial part at the beginning, the training, last night. And I did the first part of the first level, where you're just protecting this guy and shooting people from windows and on top of buildings in the street. That was pretty good. I thought the graphics looked really nice. But, you know, I want to get a memory card before we go further, because there's no point playing the game, getting really far into it and not being able to save your game. And then when I get the memory card, I've got to do it all again. But so far, so good. So hopefully that'll be a really good game. I do love a spy game, and I'm a big James Bond fan, so that'll be awesome. Xbox-wise, I managed to pick up the Hunter the Reckoning. I think No One Lives Forever was £1. I think that's right. It wasn't expensive at all. This, I think, was £5, so a little bit more pricey. There you go. Another nice condition manual. Great shape. I don't know if I played this one. I can't remember. I had both of them years ago. I played the first one. That was good. So hopefully this one will be too. There's also a third game on PlayStation 2 as well, which I can't remember the name of. It's got another long title. So I will pick that one up as well at some point. But yeah, they look pretty decent, those games. So worth a try. I've also got a 500GB hard drive on my modded Xbox. So all my games just get burnt straight to the hard drive, which, you know, obviously saves wear and tear on the disc and also means the games load faster. Next up is 3 games that I absolutely love. The first one I got was Time Splitters Future Perfect. So the third one in the series. Again, in very nice condition, very nice flat manual. Love that. Yeah, I love this one. This is the more story-driven of the three. The first game on PS2, the launch title, was like a multiplayer game, and then the second one was a little bit more in the vein of modern first person, but this one is like full-on storyline, and that's why I prefer it. They're all good games, but that's probably the one I probably enjoy the most, I think. Number 2 I've gone back to over the years, and it hasn't aged as well as, you know, people might make you think, because a lot of people say how great it is, but yeah, it's all right. Next up, James Bond game. My favourite James Bond game for this gen, From Russia with Love. Absolutely fantastic. I love this game. The reason I like this one the most this generation is, well, one, it's third person, so that's a bit of a change, but also it's just got so much variety. You know, you get to run around third person as Roger Moore, Sean Connery. Get it right, Pete. His bloody face is on the box. So you run around third person as Sean Connery and shoot everybody, but then you get to use jetpacks, you get to use lots of gadgets, you get to drive a boat, you get to fly a helicopter, drive the Aston Martin. There's just loads of variety in the game. It just constantly keeps evolving, and it's actually pretty faithful to the film as well. It's really nice. I'd never seen the film before I played the game a few years ago. I finally watched all of the Sean Connery, George Lazenby and Roger Moore films last year for the first time, so that was really cool to do that. And yeah, it was really weird, because like normally it would have been, I watch the film, then I play the game, and they go, oh, the game's really close to the film. But in my case, it was more watching the film and going, I remember this from the game. It was quite bizarre. Fantastic game though, definitely recommend it. That was £1, so well worth it. As was this one of hand, GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Now, this is the weakest one of the Bond games for this generation for me. Not a great game by any means, but it's an alright, it's more like an arena shooter than it is a James Bond experience. They try and tack a story on there, which is okay, I suppose. But the game itself is really just running around, just shooting everybody and dual wielding, which is a hell of a lot of fun. I love doing that. I love first person. I love a arena shooter, so it's up my street. But you know, in terms of a generation where you've got From Russia with Love, Agent Under Fire, Nightfire, Everything or Nothing, that was definitely GoldenEye was definitely the weakest one. And it's unfortunate, because obviously trying to use the GoldenEye name as well, going off the legacy of the N64. Yeah, but there you go. Right. CX. So I did really well in CX. I managed to pick up, weirdly, some Xbox One games, which I haven't bought anything for that since I bought the console earlier in the year. As you can see, I've got Xbox One X back there. I've got some PS3 games, which is great. And I got a PS2 game, which is what I was talking about earlier, which I saw a YouTuber pick up the night before. Right, so Xbox One. As I said, I got the Xbox One X. I picked that up earlier in the year. I got a copy of Gears 5 because I really wanted to finish the story, because I played Gears 4 years ago when it came out. Really enjoyed it. Gears 5, I'm not enjoying that much. I still haven't finished. I haven't played it for months now. I put it away. I got about halfway and I was really bored. So number 4 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger with a character. I think the name was Kate. And that was really cool, playing as Kate in number 4. I really enjoyed the story. And in number 5, it starts off with Kate a little bit, but then you're just playing as some generic dude again. And I was like, this is crap. It wasn't as what I was expecting. I was expecting the continuation of Kate's story, and the game is going to be really fun. But it's a bit boring so far, you know. And I've been trudging through the snow, and it's just like, nah. I don't know. I'll go back to it and see how I get on. I have got a problem with the controller. If anyone knows how to fix this, because I haven't found a solution yet, I might just have to buy a new controller. You'll have to let me know. But when I'm in the dashboard, the D-pad, if you try and move across left or right, instead of just going one tile at a time, it's jumping multiple tiles. Now, I went on Google, and everybody in the forums is saying, oh, just reconnect the controller, like resync it with the console. And I've done that several times. It's made no difference. It still keeps doing it. So I don't know if it means that the controller needs to be stripped down and cleaned. Maybe that's the problem. Or there's an actual fault, like a stick drift kind of thing, and you can't fix it, and you just have to replace the controller. If you do know, let me know in the comments, please. Right, first game I got. I played this when it came out, never finished it. It is Quantum Break. So this is their whole Xbox TV situation. So it's made by Remedy, the Alan Wake and Max Payne guys. Great studio. I just couldn't get on it because of the shooting. I found the shooting very difficult in this game. There's a lot of buttons to be pressing. It just all at the same time. It just felt really overly complex and frustrating. But this was, you know, half TV show, half video game, starring Shawn Ashmore, who's a great actor. His brother's pretty good as well. I can't remember what his name is. And you've got Aidan Gillen. You've got Lance Reddick, unfortunately, who's now passed away, which is a real shame. I love that guy. Fantastic actor. So I thought the concept was really good, but as I say, I just found the gunplay an absolute nightmare. And I was talking to Alex Blutonic78 the other night, and we was talking about Quantum Break, and he said he had no problems with it. So I thought when I see it, I'm going to pick it up and give it another try, because I like the idea of the game, and you know, being last generation, it looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'll give it a shot. It does sound the fun as well. Extra content includes full download of Alan Wake. Now I don't know if you have to pay for that or if it's included. It actually is included as a free download. It's probably not even available now, but nonetheless, we'll see. I do like, by the way, I do like the cases. I like the fact that they're more square. They've got a really cool spine to them as well. I was watching the video from Gentleman of Games the other night, and he's got a load of these Xbox One games behind him. They look really good on the shelf. Next one is one I've been dying to play. I never played this on Xbox One before. Rare Replay. So this is 30 classic Rare games. I've been dying to get my hands on this, so I'm really chuffed to add this to the collection. And it's got so many games, and some that I wasn't even aware had been put on this. So just quickly, it's got Attic Attack, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I think is the 360 game, Banjo-Tooie, Battletoads Arcade, Blast Corps, Cobra Triangle, Conker, didn't know that was on there, that's really cool. Digger Rock, Grab by the Ghoulies, fantastic, because I don't own that on Xbox yet. We have Gunfight, Jet Force Gemini, which I enjoyed on the N64. Jetpack Refueled, which I'm hoping is going to be a retro remake, which would be bloody great if it is. Cameo, which I haven't played in years on 360. That was a launch title. That was really fun. Killer Instinct Gold, N64 classic. I've never played that version of Killer Instinct, so that'll be good. Night Law, Lunar Jetman, Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark Zero, which amazed me. I didn't know that was on here. I don't know if they've upscaled that game or if it's just literally the 360 emulation, but even though it's not a great game, it looks really nice, and it's fun up until the Japanese level that I just can't get through, unfortunately. We then got RC Pro-Am 2, Saber Wolf, which is the classic. I think that's on the 8-bit computers. We got Slalom. We got Snake Rattle and Roll, Solar Jetman, Underworld, which I've never heard of, and 2 Viva Pinata games, which I'll probably never play. But yeah, what a great package, and it was £3, so 30 games, £3, can't argue. Then I picked up another launch title for Xbox One, which is a game that I absolutely loved when the console came out, Rise Son of Rome. Absolutely brilliant game. Beautiful to look at, fantastic to play. I remember getting it and thinking, oh, it's probably just going to be pretty average, and actually really enjoying the experience. And at the time, Kinect was the thing that was included, so I had Kinect, and the voice controls for that game were so well done. It actually worked. I thought this is never going to work as well as they say it does, but it actually did. It was really responsive, and they're all pretty simple commands. But if you've not played Rise, it's basically a hack and slash game. You just run around as a Roman dude, just beating the shit out of people. It's fantastic, and there's a lot of quick time moments, which I'm never a big fan of, but they work quite well. Graphically, it's gorgeous. I would absolutely recommend playing that game. It's such an underrated title, I think. Right, we've got some PS3 titles up next. So, first one I've got is Resistance Fall of Man 3. So, I've played this before. I'm still not entirely sure about this one. I've got the first one. I still need to get the second one in the collection. Yeah, this one's weird. It's completely different to the other two. You don't play as the main character, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a different storyline, and it just didn't feel that great. But I wanted to give it another try, because I've never beaten number 2 and number 3. I've only beaten the first one. Nathan Hale, that's who's in the first 2 games. I love the first game. It's brilliant. I remember playing it back in 2006 because I had an American PS3 that I imported. So I absolutely love that game. And the second one I found way too hard. So next time I play it, I'm going to put it on the lowest setting and see if I can get through it, because I just felt like it was ridiculously difficult and you get swarmed. And the third game's just weird. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll play through it and see how we get on. Next one, I saw this and I thought, I've got to get that. Doom 3 BFG edition. And apparently this includes the first 2 original PC Doom games as well, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it is the PC versions, but you know, just to reference the games. Yeah, I've got it over there on the original Xbox. I've never got far into Doom 3. I've tried a few times. It's a really great game, but I just struggle to get very far into it, unfortunately. So I thought I'd try it on the PS3, see how I get on with that, and see if also it might help with the graphics and all, because the Xbox version can be quite dark. So I'm hoping that maybe you can do the brightness on the PS3 and have made it a little more accessible. So we'll see how it goes. Next one I got, the last PS3 game I picked up was Fear 2 Project Origin. Yeah, that's right, just checking. Right, there you go. So I will change all these cases as well, because Blu-ray cases for PS3 are usually dirty and scratched, so I always change with brand new Blu-ray cases. Played the first Fear game on 360, got stuck really far into the game. I couldn't have been too far from the end. I got frustrated and couldn't work out what to do. I've only ever played the demos of Fear 2 and Fear 3, but both look really, really fun. So I wanted to pick them up and play them. I was hoping they was going to have them all there yesterday, but they only had number 2. If I remember correctly as well, and please let me know in the comments, I think the first Fear game doesn't work very well on the PlayStation 3. I think it was an early game, and it was because they were struggling with development on the PS3. It has a lot of frame rate issues, and the Xbox 360 version is better. If it is, let me know, and I'll pick up the 360 version instead. But obviously, Fear 3 should run smooth, I would expect. Right, now to the one that was the most important pickup yesterday. As soon as I walked into CEX, I went over to the PS2 section, and this was the first game I saw. It was face on instead of spine on, and I couldn't believe it because the night before I'd been watching Pixel Paul, and he'd done a pickup video, and he was saying how this game was a game he's been trying to find for ages for PS2, and he went to CEX and it was there and he picked it up. This was the most expensive game I bought for £10 just yesterday as well. And when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe that Pixel Paul's just shown this. I left a comment saying, I really want that game myself and I haven't found it yet. And then I walk into CEX the next day and there it is. And it is Jet Li's Rise to Honor. I couldn't believe this was sitting there. I was like, that is so weird. That's from Fate shit, that is. So there you go. Decent condition as well. Disc is scratched because they always are. But manual's great. I tested it. It all works absolutely fine. It's really cool actually. As I said, I ain't got a memory card, so I can't play too much of it. I was getting involved in it last night, and I thought, no, you've got to put it down, because otherwise, if I get a memory card and I've got to play this again, it's going to frustrate me. It's really weird and all, because I didn't realise the fighting style in this game is using the right-hand stick. So you move your character with your left stick as normal, but then when you're fighting people, you've got to use the right stick, and it feels really weird. I got used to it after a few minutes, but it's so much easier, I find, when you're jabbing buttons. When you're trying to slap that stick really quick, and especially when you're surrounded by 3 or 4 guys, it feels really, really unnatural. But I mean, I got to grips with it in the end. I mean, you've got to use the shoulder buttons to jump over things, and it seems to be like quick time more than anything. I was getting ahead of myself as I was approaching like some, I don't know, like a car or some pallets. I was trying to jump over, but it comes up on the screen and says jump, and I think it felt like you had to press it when it says jump, so it's more like a quick time moment. So that felt a bit off. But I mean, eventually I'll get used to it. But I like what I saw so far. The first part was really good. Graphics look really nice for a PS2 game as well. Quite impressive. So I think once I get to grips with the fighting style, and by the end of my first gameplay last night, I was getting a little bit better at fighting. And I found out that you can, like, it's starting to have environmental, so you can pick up chairs and smack them over people's heads. Really cool. I've been dying to play that game for so long. So yeah, I was really chuffed to get that. So yeah, you go. Really nice stack of games. Had a great bit of success out in the wild for a change, so that was nice to see. Hopefully it will continue in 2024 and I'll get more games for my PS2, the Xbox and the PS3. Obviously eBay will continue as well, because I always like to pick up things there, because you can get them in slightly better condition, be a little bit more discerning with what I want to buy. But yeah, great selection of games. So let me know your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for watching all of the videos I've started to pull up this end of the year. You know, I took a break in the summer. It was so nice to come back and see so many people coming over and watching the videos, liking the videos, leaving loads of comments. I've had some really great interaction over my last couple of videos. That Xbox 360 HD DVD video went wild. I can't believe the views on that video. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it's because people are off work for Christmas, but yeah, that video shocked me. I thought it wasn't going to get many views, and it's just shot up and gone crazy. So yeah, I'm absolutely blown away. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate you watching my videos and commenting especially, and giving it the thumbs up. And 2024, more to come, more game pickups, and we'll see where we go from there, what I do. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas for collections I want to do, and you know, I want to build up all the ones I've already got as well. And I've got to get some more storage in this room because I'm running out of space rapidly. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a great time over Christmas and New Year, and I'll see you next year.